I hit the button, so now I... Hey, everybody, my name is Jim. This is more Sunshine, Please. This is the Tuesday night live stream. How are you? Thank you so much for stopping by, spending a bit of your Tuesday with me and everybody in the chat. Today, if you saw my thumbnail, you know what the top 15 list is. I'm going Marvel Cinematic Universe today, top 15 supporting characters. Some character, these aren't the people that have movies of their own, but are very important to the MCU. So we're going to count that down a little bit. I, of course, have something to eat today. And what else? Oh, just chit-chat, Today is something to celebrate. Today is, among other things, it is National Trail Mix Day. More on that in just a bit. I do have a special guest in studio with me to help celebrate, Marvel. There's a new Marvel movie about to be released on Friday. So to help me celebrate that is... no, that's not it. What happened? My camera's off. My camera turned off. Hang on, everybody. Hang on. Listen to this music for a moment. I know it's my eating music, but what are you going to do? I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to my camera. Anyway, Baby Groot is my special guest today. So, yeah. Thanks for being here, Baby Groot. Okay, then what? I guess we should check to see who's in the chat here. So, all right. Is that louder than normal? Maybe that's a good thing. Oh. I hit the wrong button again. Oh, here it is. Okay. Celebrating the first three in the chat. Today's gold medalist, Keith! Big Disney fan. Hi, everyone. How you doing? Today's silver medalist, Noah. Noah's Adventures. And our bronze medalist, Pepper Tree Villa. Hey, howdy, hey. Have the sound in the background continuing to work. Well, thank you. Time sensitive. I hope you get that done. Thanks, everybody. Francisco, welcome in. Molly Rook, great to see you. As always, Matthew and Lauren. Vlogs, hold the margaritas. Well, they made it for a live stream. Matthew and Lauren, I saw a television commercial for Visible just yesterday. Never saw that before. Anyway, who else is here? James Ryan, always a pleasure. Welcome in. Paul Eichenlaub, happy Tuesday to you. Mar in Memphis, thank you so much for being here. Uper Wisdom Videos, Jason, great to see you as well. Super Fluffy Yeti, 12th place. Woohoo! You are a medalist in my book. I don't know what medal 12th place gets. I'm trying to think of something. Nothing insulting. Wood? In honor of Baby Groot? Let's say that. That's a good one. Our wood medalist is Super Fluffy Yeti. Congratulations. Michelle the Quilter, welcome in. Cynthia, Candymon15. Melissa Mouse Talk, welcome in. Show Mouse Talk following this one. And let's see, am I caught up? Perhaps. We'll see. It's Joey's World. Good to see you too. Happy Tuesday. Let's see here. I just jumped out. Here we go. I got it. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I'm always striving to be better at checking the chat. And I think that's among other things, that's a weak spot that I have. Always striving to do better. All right. What's next on my list? Oh, okay. Some channel news. I had a P.O. box for a year, and it was at a post office that must not be very good because multiple times people would send things and it would be returned for no good reason. They had the right address. They'd try again, and it would come through. It didn't make sense to me. I just figured personnel at that post office, for some reason, they just weren't getting it right. So when it came time to renew a post office box, I thought it'd be a good time to switch post offices. So I did that. So if you'll bear with me, not the right one, Jim. Where are you? There it is. Okay. This is my new post office box. P.O. Box 721, Lithia, Florida, 33547. To test it out, I'm going to ask every single one of you to send me something. I'm kidding. You don't have to do that. But I know that the Hitchhiking Bones, they were, I think they tried to send me something, and it was sent back to them. So I'm happy to report that there's a new post office box in the More Sunshine, Please live streamiverse. I just coined that term. Okay, so a bit of housekeeping. Let's see. I guess as long as we're talking about the More Sunshine, Please live streamiverse, I will say that right outside a door that's located right there, we have a couple of holly trees. And one of them we noticed had dead branches on it. And my wife took one, snapped it to remove it, but instead revealed that it was hollowed out, and we saw many of these guys there. That is a subterranean termite. It is only in the tree as far as we can tell. Our home is safe. What's interesting about this picture that I snapped, though, is that is one of those little lizards that we have here in Florida. Not a gecko, but I believe they're called anoles. We just call them chameleons. Anywho, maybe 1 second after I snapped this picture, that little lizard ate that termite. So I thank him for that. But very interesting. First of all, I see those lizards all the time, and I know they eat insects. That's the first time I think I have ever seen it happen. So it's kind of cool. Helping us out, too, in the process. But yeah, termites not good. So tomorrow we have somebody coming in to... we don't know how to eradicate termites properly. We think they nest underground, and we think it might be, depending on how long they've been there, it could be a rather large nest. And then I think we have to remove that tree. It's not a large tree. It's just maybe it's a bush. I don't even know. A holly bush? Or is it a holly tree? I'm going to say it's a tree. It's a small tree. But Melissa has learned to love the lizards. Yes, even when there's one in the house, which doesn't happen often. But I'm like, you know what? Do your thing. You're looking to eat. That's why you're in my kitchen. But I don't think we eat the same things. So I'm going to let you hunt and gather whatever you need to in this kitchen here. It's not like they get into the cereal or something like that. Again, that doesn't happen often. They stay away from the house. Occasionally, we'll see them on our screened-in lanai, which is fine. They really are harmless, and they get rid of pests for us. So there's that. And so tomorrow afternoon we have a service coming out to, I think what they'll tell us is that we need to treat the nest of termites, and then once that has been taken care of, then we have to remove the tree and maybe burn it. I don't know. I guess more to report after tomorrow. But yeah, termites. That was at first very shocking because we're reading about them, and of course they like wood, but they can also eat just about anything. And they have a nice holly tree / bush right here to feast on for a while. But then what? Once that's gone, do they move on to the house that's just feet away? And even though there's no wood there necessarily, it's all cinder block and stucco, as many of the houses here in Florida are. Anyway, what am I getting at? Who cares? Nobody cares. But I wanted to show you the picture I took with the gecko, the anole, the chameleon, just about to devour the termite, which was kind of cool. I wish I had video of that. That would have been neat. Oh, well. Downscale, welcome in. Thanks for being here. What's next? Oh. I have something to eat, but I don't want to do it right after I talk about termites. So I'm going to just quickly, just a bit of Disney news. And other people have talked about the annual passes, and a lot of you aren't annual pass holders and will not be, so you don't really care. But Disney has announced a new annual pass package, actually a menu of annual passes. And the equivalent of the one I have now, which is the gold annual pass, which I think cost $699. The new equivalent now costs $899 and does not come with the free photo pass, and does not although spring break is open, which never used to be, but I don't want to go to the parks during spring break anyway. But the comparable the annual pass that's comparable in price now to the one I have, the one for $699, is the one that most resembles the silver pass, which was always, summer was blocked out. If you had the silver pass, you weren't going to the parks during the summer. That's how they get you. But the summer is open now. It's just they have so many more blackout days, like all the busy times, all of the 4th of July and Thanksgiving, of course, and Easter, New Year's Eve. All those are blocked out now. So for that pass, and they have different names like the Pirate Pass and the Accreta Pass and the, I don't know what the other ones are. Anyway, I wasn't going to talk about them too much, but yeah, I know that was just recently announced, and I don't know a ton about it, so I'll stop there. I know earlier I had said I was going to pay more attention to the chat, and I'm already failing that. So let me just go back. There's some mention of Dr. Pepper licorice, black licorice. I'm not with you there. I don't know if I hate it, but I would never crave it. But okay, that's cool. Different strokes, I suppose. Downscale, what Walt Disney World is doing is completely unreasonable. I know they have money to make up for, because they had their doors shuttered for a while due to the pandemic, and they have some money they need to recoup, but I don't know if this is it. Is Bob Chapek to blame for all of this? I don't know. But I don't have to renew until Valentine's Day, so I've got some time to think about what I want to do. Genie Plus is another thing I know was released. It's a new part of my Disney experience, And I haven't really versed myself well with that, so perhaps in the future I'll talk about that. But not everybody else is talking about it. You don't need me. It's Joey's World. Oh, they're Silver Pass holders. Yeah, we used to be. Then I upgraded to Gold, and then now I don't know if I can. I think I'll be... Of the 4 passes they announced, I think number 2, the second one, is probably what I'm leaning toward. I don't want to spend $900 renewing. I'll get a discount for renewing early or something like that. So, well, anyway, it doesn't matter. I have time to think about it, I suppose. More like Scrooge Plus than Genie Plus. I hear ya. Ain't that the truth? Time to eat. Okay, enough time has passed. All right. Last week, I kind of started a new segment where I'm talking about food that I'm excited about, whether it's good for me or it's a great deal or it's delicious or all of those things. So last year, I talked about sprouted pumpkin seeds, which are great. So today, I have another thing that's delicious and good for you and was a pretty good price. Hang on. Here it is. I'm going to hold it up here. I got this at Costco. Foster's Original Pickled Asparagus Spears. I'll tell you what. I've always liked asparagus, but it's always cooked. I never really had pickled asparagus before, but we got this at Costco. And I loved this so much that the next time I went to Costco, I got 3 more of these jars. I think this was about $8.99. And what I love most about it, it's delicious. I do love it. I know this isn't everybody's bag, but what I like about this is that it's ready to eat. I can take it out of the fridge and snack on it like French fries. I'm going to do it now. They're pickled. I can see the dill on there. The ingredients are asparagus, water, vinegar, salt, sugar, and lots of spices. And you can see the lid. The spices are there. It looks like a petri dish. That's not flattering. But Tina, welcome in. So here it is. These are vinegary kind of, but man, they are sweet. They are just delicious. Here's a funny thing. When my wife and I were last at one of those stores like TJ Maxx or Ross Dress for Less or what are other stores like that? I can't think of any stores like that now. I want to say Mervyn's. That's not right. But let's say TJ Maxx. Everybody knows what that is. And they have those crazy, that crazy section in the back with food like crazy coffee brands you never heard of and giant 5-pound bags of Himalayan pink salt, stuff like that. Well, I saw a small jar of that same exact thing. And it was like $5 or something. And that is $9. Much better deal. Costco. Pickled asparagus. I can't recommend it enough. And I feel good when I come home from work and I'm a little peckish and I can turn to that and eat 4 or 5 of them and feel good about myself that I'm eating some, a vegetable. And, then I can have a piece of carrot cake later or something. You know what I mean? It's we do that, don't we? We eat something good so that we can have something bad later. So that's my recommendation for this week. I think I need to get a Pepper Tree Villa inspired intro for that segment. Continuing on with the food, hashtag a little peckish. It is, let me get it ready, National Trail Mix Day. Here it is. Not my picture. But You know, I like to celebrate these national food days, whatever. So I'm looking for images. I was looking for this image, an image here to show you that it's National Trail Mix Day. I came across this image. It says, I don't know who made this, the black peppercorn. I don't know who that is, but it's Reese's Pieces Trail Mix. And I thought, that's interesting. I am all about Reese's, you know. And I wanted a particular trail mix to eat on the show. Just, you know, have a handful of trail mix to celebrate the day. And, well, I came across this. Reese's Popped Snack Mix. Now, yeah, is this trail mix? Not at all. But let's be honest, trail mix day is kind of stupid. So I'm just going to think outside the box here. It's a very small box. But this what does this have? So it's got little Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Minis, pretzels, chocolate drizzled popcorn. Well, I guess that's it. It has those three things. So I'm going to eat that, of course. But what is this? Is the correct chocolate ingredient to trail mix either M&Ms or chocolate chips? I don't think it matters. I don't know if there are any rules. I did look up trail mix on Wikipedia. Here's what it says. Trail mix, or scroggin, never heard that before, is a type of snack mix, typically a combination of granola, dried fruit, nuts, and sometimes candy. So Wikipedia is non-specific as far as the sweet portion of that mix. It was developed as a food to be taken along on hikes. Trail mix is designed to be an ideal snack for hikes because it is lightweight, easy to store, and nutritious, providing a quick energy boost from the carbohydrates in the dried fruit or granola, and sustained energy from fats in nuts. The combination of nuts, raisins, and chocolate as a trail snack dates at least to the 1910s, when outdoorsman Horace Kephart recommended it in his popular camping guide. Wasn't that popular? I never heard of it. Well, 1910s. It's probably out of publication by the time I came around. Anyway, in New Zealand, they call it scroggin or schmoggle? Not sure. In Australia, the term scroggin is used exclusively, though in recent years, trail mix has been imported from the United States as a term. There's also the word gorp, which gorp as a term. I think I've heard of gorp as a term for trail mix by hikers in North America. It says, typically said to be an acronym for good old raisins and peanuts. All right, take that for what it's worth. The Oxford English Dictionary cites a 1913 reference to the verb gorp, meaning to eat greedily. Okay, I'm done with that. But yeah, here we go. I'm gonna gorp myself some. Oh man. Okay, a little bit of everything here. Let's see here. All right, there we go. A couple peanut butter cups, some popcorn, and at least one pretzel. All right, here we go. I suppose anything with mini Reese's peanut butter cups would be fantastic. But this stuff is unbelievable. And I've had dinner already. It's not like I'm starving. And I had an asparagus, so I can have this. But, man, is this good. Not good for you. And certainly not trail mix. There's no granola. There are no nuts, except the peanuts in the little peanut butter cups, I guess. It's just popcorn, pretzels, and Reese's peanut butter cups. Holy moly, was that good. It melts in your hand, not in your mouth. That's how it goes, right? Wow. That was a great decision, Jim. That was wonderful. All right. I mentioned my new P.O. box. I mentioned the asparagus, annual passes, termites, trail mix. Holy moly. You know, it's a little warm in here, so it's a little melty. But man, sinful. I can't believe how good that was. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's get to my top 15 list. Today's top 15 list. You know, there's a new Marvel movie coming out Friday. Shang-Chi, is that what it's called? I gotta see. Is that the one that's coming out Friday? I'm so confused anymore. Work has me like... Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings comes out this Friday. Can I see it on Disney Plus? I don't know. Is it just in theaters? I should have looked this up beforehand. I'm not going to look it up now. Anywho, so that got me to thinking, one of the characters that's going to be making an appearance in Shang-Chi is Wong. We know Wong from, and I do not have a picture, from Doctor Strange. He is helping Doctor Strange guard the New York Sanctum. He was also, Wong was also in Endgame. He was in Infinity War. And he will be in the new Spider-Man movie as well. So we're going to see a lot of this character, this supporting character. And I'd put him on my list. What's the list, you ask? Today we're going to talk about Jim's top 15 supporting characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I realize that when I do a list like this, sometimes I go on too long for certain things. So my plan today is to set myself a 2-minute timer. So I'm going to do that. And when 2 minutes are up, I'm going to move on, regardless of what I'm in the middle of talking about. And we'll see how that goes. All right, let me get ready here. Okay. Oh, Downscale says Shang-Chi potentially available on Disney Plus in October. In Florida here, I don't think I want to go to the movie theater just yet. Because Florida's still bad. My school, just yesterday, over the weekend, I suppose they save up. The students save up their, or the parents wait till Monday to report a positive test for their children to report to the school. Anyway, yesterday we had seven more students test positive over the weekend. One more today that I know of. So, man, it's just, and then all the kids that have to quarantine because they were around those kids. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know if I want to go into a movie theater just yet, especially to see what will be a very popular movie, a Marvel movie. So anyway, let's start now. This first one, let me get the scrolling banner. I spend time here, so if people pop in, they can see that. All right. Okay, number 15. Probably the weakest one on my list, but I like this character. This is Trevor Slattery, played by Ben Kingsley. And you know this character from Iron Man 3. Here he is. Oh, by the way, there might be spoilers here. If you haven't seen these movies and you want to, I might be spoiling some things, like right now. I'm going to spoil something about Iron Man 3 if you haven't seen it. So we thought this was the evil villain of the movie, and he was going by the name the Mandarin. And as it turned out, this was just an actor named Trevor Slattery, and he was hired by the real villain to portray the Mandarin. So they made a series of videos where he was playing this really evil guy. But in actuality, this guy was kind of a washed-up British actor. And in reality, he was a drunkard. He was a party guy. When Tony Stark found him, he thought he was going to find the villain, the Mandarin. Instead, he found Trevor Slattery. Did I call him Slattery before? Or did I call him Flattery? Trevor Slattery. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I didn't set my timer, so we're gonna set it now. We'll set it. That'll be it for Trevor Slattery. All right, and then I'll start it now. This is all new. I'm not okay. All right. Still haven't watched Cruella, Cynthia. Me either. I hear it's wonderful though. All right. So I'm gonna start now. We're gonna go to the next one on my list. Number 14, the Grand Master, played by Jeff Goldblum. You know this character from Thor Ragnarok. I have things to read about these people. The Grand Master, portrayed by Jeff Goldblum, is the ruler of Sakaar, where he hosts a series of games called the Contest of Champions. He's the brother of the Collector, who is Benicio del Toro's character from the first Guardians movie. And the reason I like this character is because it's Jeff Goldblum being Jeff Goldblum. And he kills it. He's awesome. It's fun to watch. He's funny, but he's also cruel and mean and selfish, self-absorbed. This character has appeared in 2 films, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, in the end credits sequence, and Thor Ragnarok. He will return in the upcoming Disney Plus animated series, What If?, as well as the film Thor, Love and Thunder. So, this guy has an intergalactic jazz band, the melting stick that he melts people with. He's got the Hulk on demand. Thor Ragnarok is awesome. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies. And by the way, I've said this before, but I'm not a Marvel comics person. I don't have anything against it. Just never got into it. I don't know it. I don't know that world. But I am all in on the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. So, and what they did really well in Thor Ragnarok was combine the action and the comedy. All right, that's it. We're moving on. Next, number 13 on the list, Talos. I think that's how you say it. This is a character from Captain Marvel. Where are we? Joey's World, Goldblum is Hollywood Gold. Hollywood Goldblum, if you will. Disney Nerd Herders, welcome in. Nerds! We are counting down the my top 15 Marvel Cinematic Universe supporting characters. This is Talos from, what did I just say? Captain Marvel. Did I say Captain America before? I meant Captain Marvel. So Talos, if you're not familiar, played by Ben Mendelsohn, is a Skrull based on the Marvel Comics character of the same name. So this guy was in the comics. Initially believed to be a terrorist, Carol Danvers, who is Captain Marvel, agrees to help him and the Skrulls find a new home after Talos revealed the Kree destroyed their homeworld and have driven them to near extinction. So they're actually, we thought they were terrorists, but in actuality they're the victims. And Jude Law was the bad guy in that one. Sorry, spoilers. So He assumes Nick Fury's role on Earth during his vacation in space and assists Spider-Man and Mysterio in Europe, eventually discovering the latter's fraudulence. I didn't write this. I'm just reading it. It's right here. So, a perfect bait and switch from Marvel in terms of their marketing for the film. The majority of viewers were convinced that his character was going to be the big bad of Captain Marvel. However, after showing up with a Coke in one hand and expressing his severe dislike of cats, it was clear that the tables were turned. So, that's it. He's going to be in the new upcoming Disney Plus series, Secret Invasion. All right, here we go. Moving on, number 12. Jimmy Woo. And has been in a Marvel movie, but you may know him best from WandaVision. So this is Jimmy Woo. James E. Woo, I guess, to be exact. Portrayed by Randall Park. He's an FBI agent. While Scott Lang is under house arrest, Woo acts as his parole officer. In the year 2023, Woo is called in to investigate a missing persons case in Westview, New Jersey. He works alongside SWORD, which is the organization he works for, or alongside, to investigate Westview in WandaVision while forming a team-up with Monica Rambo and Darcy Lewis. As of 2021, the character has appeared in one film, Ant-Man and the Wasp, as well as one Disney Plus series, which is WandaVision, of course. Now, some of these people on this list, I just like because they're funny. They bring something light to the action. What I liked about his character in Ant-Man and the Wasp is that, yeah, he was the parole officer, but he wasn't, his heart wasn't made of stone, nor was he willing to be the dupe. He knew Scott Lang was up to something. He just couldn't prove it. And famously, he was trying to learn Scott Lang's card trick, and he kind of did something in WandaVision there with a card. I don't remember that, actually. Don't remember what he did. Oh, Cynthia says Walt may not be live tonight. Okay, good to know. There we go. All right, we're moving on. Thank you, Cynthia. Yeah, he was the good guy. Number 11 on my list, Mobius M. Mobius, again from another Disney Plus series. So, though maybe not in a major motion picture just yet, but the Disney Plus series Loki is part of the MCU. And Mobius M. Mobius, or just Mobius really, is played by Owen Wilson. Couldn't think of it for a moment. He's an agent of the Time Variance Authority, or the TVA, as they're come to known as, a police organization that monitors the timeline and the multiverse. Mobius specializes in the investigation of particularly dangerous time variant criminals, of Loki being one of them. Now, so far, as of 2021, this character has only been in the series Loki. And we have not seen him, nor do I know if we'll see him in a movie. But Mobius, played by Owen Wilson, and that's why I like this character. I like the Grandmaster because it's just Jeff Goldblum in the MCU. I like Mobius because it's Owen Wilson in the MCU. I just like those guys. They are good characters. They're just playing themselves. There's not a lot of range going on there. But I just like seeing those guys. They're charismatic. I like that they're playing characters in the MCU that are not dissimilar from themselves. I guess they are. I mean, Jeff Goldblum wouldn't kill somebody with a melting stick, but you know what I mean. He's being Jeff Goldblum. And Owen Wilson was charming and folksy, as he always is in most everything he does. So, yeah. Mobius. There we go. All right. Yes, agreed, everybody. Owen Wilson that was fun. Can't wait to see more. I hope we get to see more. Next, who's next on the list? Number 10, Lewis. Lewis is a character that's been in a couple movies. Never given a last name, not yet anyway. But you know him from Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp. He's portrayed by Michael Pena. He's a close friend and ally of Scott Lang, serving comic relief in the Ant-Man films. Lewis was Scott Lang's cellmate in prison, who was released before Lang. He picked Scott Lang up from prison when he was released, gave him a place to stay, and enlisted him into his gang. It's not a gang. They were trying to go straight. They were trying to form a business. Anyway, in the second movie, they were anyway. No, that's not. In the first film, they were pulling some stuff. Yeah, that's right. So he became instrumental in bringing Lang to Dr. Hank Pym, which resulted in the former becoming the new Ant-Man. So a very important character this Lewis is. Later in the film, Lewis, who was never given a last name, aided Pym and Lang in infiltrating Pym Tech to steal the Yellow Jacket technology. He saved Lang's life during the break-in and was likewise saved. He also plays a big part in the second film, Ant-Man and the Wasp. What I like, this guy's funny. He thinks a mile a minute. In each film, he has a very amusing retelling of events, a story, if you will. That they play a montage of clips while he's reciting the story. And that's it. Okay. And he's a big fan of Morrissey, which we found amusing as well. Okay. So that's number 10, Lewis from the Ant-Man films, Michael Pena's character. Next, number 9 on my list of the Jim's top 15. Supporting characters in the MCU. Who's next? Valkyrie. Also from Thor Ragnarok. Valkyrie. Where is it? I'm glad I write things down because I'd never remember everything I want to mention. I guess this character's name is Broomhilde. I didn't know that. But Valkyrie is the last surviving of a group of Asgardian female warriors called the Valkyries. In Thor Ragnarok, she allies herself with Thor and Bruce Banner to fight Hela, which is Thor's sister. In Avengers Endgame, it's revealed that she survived the blip and brought the remaining Asgardians to a town in Norway called New Asgard. And she was the de facto ruler of that place because Thor wasn't holding up his end of the bargain there. She later joins the Avengers in their final battle against Thanos and his army. After the battle, Thor officially leaves her in charge of New Asgard, so she is the new king. Lewis L. Lewis. Yes, just like Mobius M. Mobius. Well played. Let's see. As of 2021, the character has appeared in 2 films, Thor Ragnarok and Endgame, as well as the Disney Plus series Loki in archival footage. She will return in the upcoming film Thor Love and Thunder. Thor Love and Thunder is again directed by Taika Waititi, who directed Thor Ragnarok, which I love so much. That's it. So that's number 9, Valkyrie. Number 8. If you're just joining us, welcome in. Number 8, Ned Leeds. If you're not familiar with Ned, he is the best friend of Peter Parker from the Spider-Man films. Ned, where are you on my list here? There you are. Ned Leeds, I didn't know that was his last name, portrayed by Jacob Batalon, I'll just say Batalon, is Peter Parker's best friend. Ned is the first person other than Tony Stark to discover Peter's identity as Spider-Man. After learning about Peter's superhero alter ego, Ned becomes, quote, the man in the chair, unquote, who helps him on his missions by providing intel over the phone. He fell victim to the blip in 2018, but was revived in 2023. He attends the trip to Europe and develops a relationship with Betty Brant, but they end up breaking up at the end of the trip. In the comics, I guess, I just read this, that Ned and Betty, they are a couple in the comics. And then they did that a little bit in the movies, but we're no longer a couple by the end of them. But still friends, I guess. Ben, welcome in. Pepper Tree Village. Where are we? Oh, there we are. As of 2021, the character has appeared in 4 films: Spider-Man Homecoming, Avengers Infinity War, Endgame. A little cameo in Endgame. I don't even think he had a speaking line in that. You just saw him at the end. And Spider-Man Far From Home. He will return in the upcoming film Spider-Man No Way Home, which will be released shortly. I've got to show you this. I know, timer, I know. Hang on. When looking up a picture of Ned here, I'll just show you that. I understand he went through a bit of a weight loss, and now I guess he posted this not too long ago. Jacob Batalon looks like Spider-Man now. Congratulations. I guess he got sick of people telling him to lose weight, so that was his caption in this Twitter post or whatever. Now people can stop telling me to lose weight because he did it. Dean, welcome in. Great to see you. We're counting down the top 15 supporting characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So congratulations to him. I don't know. I think he's still overweight in the new Spider-Man. Wait, I gotta move on. Sorry, I'm broken. I have broken my rule. All right, here we go. Setting the timer. All right, so where are we? Number 7 on my list. Monica Rambeau. I've already mentioned her once when talking about that other guy, Talos. Sorry, I couldn't think of it for a moment here. But Monica Rambeau, we first saw her as a little girl, but she came back as an adult. We saw her as a little girl in the movie Captain Marvel. Man, why can't I think of that right away? So, and then we saw her again as an adult and a sword agent in WandaVision. So here she is. And yeah, something happened to her, and she's going to be a superhero. And I can't wait for that. That's why she's on the list. But she's Captain Monica Rambeau, played by Tiana Paris. The adult version is. The little girl was Akira Akbar. Anyway, she's the daughter of Maria Rambeau, who befriended Carol Danvers, a friend of her mother's. As a child, she was inspired by Danvers and thought highly of her. She grows up to become an agent of S.W.O.R.D., which was founded by her mother. But is among those who disappeared during the blip in 2018. She is revived in 2023, only to learn that her mother had died of cancer 2 years after she disappeared. She returns to work at S.W.O.R.D. and is tasked with investigating a missing persons case in Westview, New Jersey, and that's where WandaVision takes place. So she was sucked into Wanda Maximoff's hex, that world she created around Westview. And then she sneaks back into the hex after she was kicked out by Wanda. And going through that hex, it changed her DNA or whatever. Anyway, she's going to be in the upcoming film, The Marvels. I didn't even know about that. All right. Okay, I hear you. I'm moving on. We're doing well. I like this timer idea. I missed it a couple of times. There's the Hitchhiking Bones. Word to the Hitchhiking Bones. I did get a brand new post office box. You can go back in the live stream to see that. I thank you for your inquiry and trying to send me something. Now I think you can do it successfully. All right. Back to the list. Number 6, Yondu Udanta. Yondu, as we all just call him, and I didn't know he had a last name, but here he is, played by Michael Rooker. from the Guardians of the Galaxy films. Yondu had originally been contracted to kidnap young Peter Quill from Earth following the death of his mother and return him to his birth father. However, Yondu decided to keep Quill and raise him as part of his Ravager clan. It was later revealed that the reason Yondu didn't turn Quill over to his father was due to his father's penchant for killing his offspring. If you saw the second Guardians movie, you know what I'm talking about. He was just trying to inhabit everything, and he needed an offspring that could help him do that. But consequently, all his offspring were dying. So here's Yondu. That's who's on the list. Let's see, where was I? Despite their frequent arguments and conflicts over the years, Quill and Yondu form an emotional and familial bond. In 2014, Yondu saves Quill from his birth father, Ego, and sacrifices himself to save Quill from his potentially ill-fated end. The character has appeared in 2 films, Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, as well as the Disney Plus animated series, What If? So, Yondu's got it. He's funny. He's Mary Poppins, y'all, which is one of the best lines in the MCU. Right up there with I Love You 3000 and... Oh, they're probably the best two. But D&G Explorers, welcome into it. All right, we're counting down the top 15 supporting characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Number 5, Eric Killmonger Stevens. Killmonger is perhaps the best villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Maybe second to Thanos, but this is Killmonger. And... played by Michael B. Jordan, former U.S. Navy SEAL, son of Njobu. His father was killed by T'Chaka for helping Ulysses Klaue smuggle vibranium out of Wakanda in order to arm oppressed peoples around the world and initiate revolutions. Long story short, he wants revenge against T'Chaka. T'Chaka died, though, so now it's T'Challa, and which was the Black Panther that we know. Long story short, T'Challa gets the better of Killmonger, who was for a brief time the king of Wakanda. And actually, I would love to see a return of this character. I know it seemed like he died at the end of Black Panther, but it would be cool to have him, return and be a benevolent Black Panther. All right, moving on. Anyway, best standalone villain in the MCU. Number 4, Hank Pym. Mentioned already once on my list. Played by Michael Douglas. Did you know Michael Keaton's real last name is Douglas? He's the real Michael Douglas? Anyway. Hank Pym, portrayed by Michael Douglas, is an entomologist and quantum physicist. Perfect storm there to become Ant-Man, right? He created the Pym particle, a subatomic particle that changes the distance between atoms, allowing one to shrink and grow in relative size while increasing strength. Hank Pym is the MCU's original Ant-Man, a role begun in 1963 during his tenure as a high-ranking scientist and operative at S.H.I.E.L.D. Hank Pym doesn't take any guff. He's more than capable of standing up for himself. He raised a butt-kicking daughter. Never stopped. Well, never thought of stopping searching for his missing wife. He's also a genius that's not afraid to defy the Stark Empire. He is, as they say, a rebel with a cause, that Hank Pym. Anyway, maybe the most important character because of his connection to the quantum realm and his journey and our beginnings of understanding of the quantum realm. They wouldn't, the Avengers would not have been able to bring back half of all population if it weren't for being able to use the quantum realm. Anyway, moving on. So Hank Pym, very important, and also can be very funny in the films. Again, that's a theme with me. So many of these characters are funny, and that's what I like, and that's what sets the Marvel Cinematic Universe apart from the DC movie universe so much. That can be so dark, and Marvel has such a nice blend of action and drama and comedy. All right, number 3 on my list, Korg. Taika Waititi has been mentioned already. We met Korg in Thor Ragnarok. The motion capture and the voice is provided by the director Taika Waititi, and Korg is he's made of rock, but you shouldn't be worried unless you're made of scissors, or whatever his line was. He's just, hi, I'm Korg. This is Meek. What else can I say about Korg? I guess to know a little bit more about him, he's a Cronin warrior who was forced to participate in the Contest of Champions on Sakaar that Jeff Goldblum's character ran. He later led a rebellion against the Grandmaster and escaped the planet with the help of Thor and traveled to Earth, where he resided in New Asgard. As of 2021, the character has appeared in 2 films, Thor Ragnarok and Avengers Endgame, where we saw that he had survived the blip. He will return in the upcoming Disney Plus animated series, What If? And the upcoming film, Thor, Love and Thunder. So he's going to be back in a couple of places. That animated series, What If? I saw the first episode. More on that in just a little bit. Hitchhiking Bones, I guess, interesting part for Hank Pym in the last What If. I'm going to watch all those because I liked what I saw. All right, that was my timer. I got to move on. Candy Mom is also enjoying What If. I like the first one, and I can't wait to see more. I've said that already, didn't I? Number 2 on my list, Phil Coulson. Phil Coulson was killed off, and they implausibly brought him back because he was so popular and so good. He's a great character. He's portrayed by Clark Gregg. He's an original character created for the MCU, so he's not from the comics. Coulson was created, first appears in the MCU in the film Iron Man, so the very first Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. Coulson was the first S.H.I.E.L.D. agent introduced in the MCU. Throughout the films, Coulson is generally depicted as a supporting character of the protagonists and used to represent S.H.I.E.L.D.'s presence in the film. He played prominent roles in some of the shorts entitled Marvel One-Shots, of which I have seen a couple of those, and those are cool too. The character then became the headline character in the TV show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He was killed in The Avengers by Loki, but it's revealed that he was brought back to life using something called the Tahiti Project. The boy and I enjoyed watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for a while. I don't know if we ever saw the last series, the last season. But we got a kick out of watching that. It was something between movies to keep us. It's the original WandaVision and Loki. It was before Disney Plus. It was on ABC, and I guess now it's probably on Netflix. But wouldn't that be cool if it were on Disney Plus someday too? But I think it's under. Darn it. Okay. Anyway, he's been in a bunch of movies, and all right, stop. Yeah, and then I think maybe at the end of that series, I don't know what happened to him. Oh. Number one on my list. Number one, my top Marvel supporting character, Peggy Carter. How can it not be, really? Although she's not hilarious like some of the other characters on my list. Peggy Carter was portrayed by Haley Atwell, a high-ranking officer and agent of the Strategic Scientific Reserve, and one of the co-founders of S.H.I.E.L.D. This version in the movies, they depicted a British agent that's brunette rather than a blonde American, which I guess is what it was in the comics. Again, I don't know the comics very well. She is Steve Rogers' romantic interest. Later starred in her own short film and TV series. We watched Agent Carter on ABC. I think it was only on for a season, maybe two. But again, it was fun just to watch that character, and we were introduced to Jarvis, who was Howard Stark's butler, who we saw again in the film Endgame. Anyway, but Peggy Carter, I guess I don't need my timer anymore. I'm done. Hitchhiking Bones liked it. Yeah. I wish they had done more seasons too. I was sad when they said they weren't going to renew it. But, as far as entertainment value goes, I know he's not in it a ton, but Korg might be at the top of my list. Maybe Coulson, but Peggy Carter, it's hard to not have her in the top spot. She's just she's awesome. And getting back to What If. See, the first episode was about, the whole series is about what if there was something different happened in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In episode 1 of What If, it's animated, they pose what if Steve Rogers didn't take the super soldier serum? What if Peggy Carter did? So the episode plays out what if she hopped in that chamber and became, they call her Captain Carter. They can't call her Captain America because she's British, but Captain Carter, and she's got the British flag on her shield. And it was really very cool. Steve Rogers is still in it, and still I think they're romantically interested in each other still. Steve Rogers becomes super in his own different way, but with the help of Howard Stark. Anyway, it's very interesting. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. I'm going to watch more of them. People in the chat seem to like it, so I think I will too. Dean was here, and I want to thank him for hosting theliveplace.com, your TV guide of sorts for family-friendly live streams. Not just Disney content, but cruising and I think woodworking. I'm not sure what else is on there, but there's a bunch of stuff. Check it out, theliveplace.com. Tuesday night lineup. I hear Cynthia tells us Mouse Talk might not be doing a show at 8 p.m. My pleasure, Dean. Viapre Project at 9 p.m. Hitchhiking Bones, who's here? At 10 p.m. And they always have great Disney discussions there. So set yourself a timer and check them out. Rob Fuzz has a show most Fridays. He does these retro live streams. He's the king of Disney retro on YouTube, and it's always awesome. Gary Krebs, welcome. You're not late. You're right on time for the end of the show. That's all right. Disney Nerd Herders tomorrow, their Wednesday night live stream. Nerds! At 7 p.m. Again, great family and always fun Disney discussion. Right after is D&G Explorers at 8 p.m. on Wednesdays. Disney and cruising are their main focuses. and they are among the best in the biz. We have Pepper Tree Villa that has they have a Monday live stream, and they were here. Thanks, guys, for watching and being here, and for your show yesterday. It's always great fun. Magic of the Mouse Radio. Bill hosts this 24-hour, 7-day-a-week Disney internet radio station. It hosts a bunch of podcasts. I know Mouse Talk has a podcast on there, and among others. And it's just very cool. If you haven't checked out Magic of the Mouse Radio, Google it, and you'll find a way to access it. Among other ways, there's a dedicated Roku app for Magic of the Mouse Radio, and I think that's really cool. And then Pete McDevitt, I think, is on right now. He's watching a baseball game. I think the Phillies, or who did I see he's watching? Anyway, Disney, baseball, football. He's always on, and he's always great, and he's such a friend of the community. And check him out because he's one of the best. So thank you, Gary. Thank you for that. And then I have been having little burps now and then, but quite often I had a picture of Peggy Carter in there, so you couldn't see it. But I was doing it, so I just want to say all those burps were brought to you by D&G Explorers. D&G Explorers? Good. All right, everybody. That's it. I will see you next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern for another episode of my Tuesday night live stream. Everybody, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the show. And I hope you send me something in my P.O. box. Whatever. Whatever. You don't have to. Whatever. I mean, if you did, it'd be great. And I can't recommend this highly enough. Not a sponsor. All right, everybody. Ending broadcast. Have a great evening. We'll see you over at the Valkyrie Project at 9. And then at the Hitchhiking Bones channel at 10 p.m. All right. Bye, everybody.